Potential chaos coming to the college football playoff picture. Plus, ASU softball is red hot coming off of the weekend. We're going to talk about all of it on the other side of this.
Happy Monday and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils Show. I'm Anthony Totri, joined as always by my passenger princess, of course, Erik Ruby. We got the Wulbrecht behind the Mac making all of the magic happen. Make sure you hit that like button, you hit the subscribe button, you drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Taylor here in the chat. Taylor, we're going to get to those super chats, I promise. Jacob in here, Robin here as well. A bunch of Sun Devil fans ready for an absolutely loaded Victory Monday show. Of course, we're going to be talking college football playoff expansion, ASU baseball, getting ready for the Big 12 tournament. But there's bigger news.
There's way bigger news.
Much bigger news, and that is ASU softball outfielder Tanya Windle joining today's show. Big 12 tournament champion, College Station regional champion. I mean, Tanya, you guys are on an absolute heater. You've won 9 straight. Let's talk a little bit about this past weekend against Texas A&M and McNeese. Just what were the emotions that you were feeling yesterday after that final out?
Yeah, after the final, I mean, it wasn't a final out. I mean, Brooklyn hit a grand slam to walk us off. She's my roommate, so I could bring her in here right now. But no, seriously, it was super exciting. Honestly, the whole weekend, like we had a bunch of confidence rolling into it from Big 12s all the way to now. It was huge. You know, we're still like in shock, but I mean, we got to keep the confidence and the adrenaline going for this next weekend. We're super excited to head back to Texas and Austin. So
we've seen you guys step up in really big moments over the last couple of weeks. And I feel like with some teams, that's just in their DNA. So what is it about this specific group that's able to match the moment?
honestly, we know how hard we've worked up to this point. It's just about staying where our feet are and staying present and keeping the game the same no matter who we're playing. You know, like people can say, "Oh, you guys are playing Texas. How do you feel?" It's a lot different than A&M. You know, like bigger crowd. You know, bigger SEC school, but it's like the game doesn't change. You know, we're still out there, still the same ball coming to the plate. You know, still got to do the same things on defense. So, super exciting stuff.
You guys haven't lost a game since April 30th. You've absolutely just kind of ran through the competition. Has anything changed for you guys toward the end of the season, maybe leading up to that Big 12 tournament? Was there a meeting? Was there conversations? Or was it just you guys kind of acknowledging the fact that, okay, it's postseason's right around the corner, it's time to lock in?
Just locking in. Really. I mean, we know, we have a lot of seniors on this team, especially transfers who have always loved Arizona State. And just kind of locking in on, okay, it's postseason, it's go time, and we got to let the nerves settle down a little bit, dial in on what the task is at hand and keep the ball rolling. We have all the confidence in the world right now. So, I think, going into Austin, it's going to be super exciting to watch.
You talked about transfers, obviously you being one of those transfers, but growing up here in the Valley, I believe you even said that you bleed maroon in gold. Does that give you a little extra juice, a little extra motivation to stay locked in, to keep things rolling in this postseason because you're representing a school that you've always wanted to represent?
1000%. That is a big part of my why. Ever since I was a little girl, I've watched Arizona State rise to the occasion in big moments and big games, even in 2022 when they made it to Supers, it's huge, and I want to keep the ball rolling, stay confident, stay hot, and see where we can go from here. It's huge. Like I said, I will always bleed maroon and gold, so it's awesome.
This is a historic program, Sun Devil softball. I will stand on the fact that I don't know if there's a more fun ASU sporting event than going to Club Farrington when you guys have it absolutely rocking. I will say this program, after that 2022 run to Supers, it took a little bit of a dip, right? Just to you lose your head coach and Trisha Ford, who you guys just sent packing with Texas A&M, and you have Coach Bartlett here, and it was a little bit of a process. And to see where you guys have kind of taken it, just what has gone into the day-to-day process to get ASU softball back to this level of competition?
I think a lot of alumni that were here under Coach Bartlett, and even Kelsey, Jordan Van Hook, and even Kenzie Brown right now, and Yanixa, all of us can attest that we've had full faith in Coach Bartlett from the jump. It's just a matter of getting the right people and building the right culture, and I think that she has done a great job of that. This team is very close, and we have a bunch of different personalities that just come together, and it's starting to show on the field at the right time. So, can't give enough praise to Coach Bartlett and everything that she's done for this program.
You've had a very decorated college career, both at ASU and not at ASU. How have you seen yourself improve just over your time here in Tempe?
My mental, honestly, it's still, like I'll have bumps in the road and not great games, but like I just hold myself to a certain standard. I mean, throughout my career, I've had injuries here and there, but like I can't let anything get in the way of that. So it's just remembering my why, and just keeping my mentality the same of what my standard is, and just staying present and don't let the game change. But this year, honestly, has been my best year of softball, in my opinion. The stats, might not really show it too much, but between like freshman year to now, right? But my mental is definitely where it needs to be going into postseason and staying hot. So
this definitely feels like at least the run to this point is kind of been written in the stars for you guys, right? The lock in, the 9-game win streak to this point, taking the Big 12 tournament kind of the way you did. Went through Arizona, obviously. Yeah, you had the final against Texas Tech. ASU fans, I know the team and the coaches won't say anything about it, but I know they felt the type of way being able to send Trisha Ford and Texas A&M packing. And now Megan Bartlett, I mean, before Arizona State, she was at Texas. Is there a little bit of like an extra fire to that, or is it just business as usual? Business as usual. Jeez.
Yeah, we're all pretty fired up for her. It's just going there and like trying to prove more people wrong. We still feel like we got something to prove, and I mean, it's not. She can't give Mike White enough praise. He's an amazing coach. I mean, they just won the Natty last year, so. I mean, it's going to be a good ball games. We are super excited and super fired up to go out there.
We have a comment in the chat from Sharon, who is one of our diehards here and has just been following all of your run through this postseason now and has been a big supporter of ASU softball. She says, Tanya, way to go. Also, I think it was your dad who was leading the cheering section. I think it was him celebrating on the dugout. Love seeing the parents so hype. Was that your dad on top of the dugout?
Yes. My dad is crazy. He got yelled at a couple times by security even. He was just so excited because he knows, the history between Ford leaving, going to A&M, and then Coach Bartlett being here. So he was super fired up to go out to A&M. And, he's Have you guys seen that LSU fan for LSU softball maybe running around the crowd and everything? Yeah, he's a comparison to that guy. You guys should look him up. My dad is something else. But yeah,
what's it like having that support out there, getting them all fired up?
Yeah, sometimes I got to tell him like, "Hey, bro, like we got to calm down," Like there's some stuff he says and I'm like, "Whoa!" Like, but I mean, it makes it fun. It makes it fun for us, and we know he means well, and it gets us fired up sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, but. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great having my own dad being in the stands and being one of my biggest fans for sure.
And that was just a regional round.
Yeah. just going to get banned from the state of Texas.
Right, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Look, you brought up some names earlier. Yanixa, Kelsey, obviously, on previous teams, Jordan Van Hook. For this team specifically, do you feel like there's maybe one player that hasn't gotten the love and attention that you think they deserve, given kind of what this season has been for Arizona State softball? Because we talk a lot about what's kind of transpired over the last 30 days, but realistically, this season as a whole has been really phenomenal for the entire program.
Yeah, I mean, our team is hot right now, There's so many different shout outs I could give. I have a few different players. I mean, Emily Shep, she's been on fire. And I think that she's honestly a player that's kind of slept on. She mashes the ball. And my roommate Brooklyn, I mean, you guys just saw what she did against A&M, so it's like those two right there are on fire. And even Sam Swan, Katie Chester, I could go through our whole lineup. Like I think we're a team that's slept on right now, and people don't expect us to probably go further after Austin. But I mean, it's going to be a good series, good matchup. I'm super excited.
Well, you still got time to go in the season. Yeah. Of course, Sun Devil faithful will be supporting. We'll be watching along. Do you have a message to all the ASU fans out there that are supporting you all throughout this great postseason?
Yeah, Sun Devil Nation, just be on the watch us, support us, all the comments, we see everything on Twitter, everything on the socials. So if you want to come out to Austin and support Sun Devil softball, that'd be awesome. They got a pretty big crowd, so but if you can support from afar, that'd be great, and watch us make a run for it.
ASU softball outfielder Tanya Windle. Tanya, we appreciate you taking the time today, and best of luck in Austin.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys.
Have a good one.
Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. A lot to break down there. And, of course, getting into potential college football playoff expansion on the other side of our first break.
This summer, it's all about soccer and beer. That's why Michelob Ultra is a proud sponsor of the U.S. men's national soccer team. The entire planet will be locked in on the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and here in the Valley, plus across the country, we'll all be going crazy for the USA. Michelob Ultra is brewed right here in America, and they say that same grit that gets U.S. soccer players to the world's biggest stage. Well, Totri, they say it's brewed right here in our
studios?
Well, yes, we got grit in the studio, but Michelob Ultra out of St. Louis, Missouri. Look, Michelob Ultra is the beer to match the moment, whether you're packed into a bar, watching at a party, or just yelling at your TV at home. For every match, every goal, and every play on the world's biggest stage, crack open something superior. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the U.S. men's national soccer team, the official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026 Anheuser-Busch. Michelob Ultra, light beer out of St. Louis, Missouri.
I don't know if you guys have realized this, but gas prices, they are still sky high.
Very high.
Thanks to our friends over at Circle K. They're trying to help you guys save money every single day with their free membership program, Inner Circle. It takes like 30 seconds to enroll. You can do it before this ad read is even over. Go to the App Store, download the app, enter your email and phone number, and that's it. That's all it takes to enroll. And then the savings, the deals, they start to add up. Once you are a part of Inner Circle, the next time you pull up to the pump, you guys are going to type in that same phone number that you used to enroll. And guess what, Erik?
I'm following.
You're going to save 25 cents off per gallon. Not just on your first fill-up.
No.
Not just on the second.
That's got to be it.
3, 4, 5. Your first 5 fill-ups. And then even after that, you guys are saving money.
Stop lying to me. This is too good to be true. It's too good to be true.
It's what it says right there. But they also got these things called Inner Circle Fuel Days where you guys can save more than 25 cents off. Sometimes 40 cents off.
Oh my gosh.
Per gallon. Plus, I mean, you step into a Circle K location, you know they got great snacks, great drinks, and great deals on those as well. So make sure you join Inner Circle for free by downloading that Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Also, join Derek, Damon, and the rest of the PHNX diehards for 2 Diamondbacks games this season presented by Circle K.
Ooh.
Rubus, we got some good ones to go to.
Yeah, everybody always hates the Dodgers, especially us. Thursday, June 4th against the Dodgers. That's one of the games. And then Tuesday, August 25th against the Cubs, who we sneaky hate them too. So make sure you come out to those games. Support the PHNX D-backs crew. The tickets include PHNX D-backs merch, a choice of a shirt or a hat, a game ticket to Bar S, and all-you-can-eat section. Diehards get 20% off those tickets as well. You can get your tickets now at gophnx.com/events. Show up to the games, boo the Dodgers, cheer the Diamondbacks, #beat LA. That's right.
#beat Texas.
Yeah, real.
Because Tanya was awesome.
Yes.
First off, and ASU softball is on an absolute tear.
Yeah, they've got some extra motivation.
They do,
here.
man.
And like they did against A&M, which, by the way,
Awesome.
Whooped them.
Love to see that.
Whooped them.
Run ruled them at their place.
Whooped them.
In a regional final.
Whooped them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're red hot. You love to see it. You love to see the mindset, the mentality kind of going into this and understanding like, hey, maybe people don't expect this from us. They didn't expect us to be here by now. We're playing our best softball of the entire season. Of course, the team seems really close as well. Like it feels good to be talking about softball in this light again. Yeah.
Feels like, again, you had the run. ASU kind of owns the state of Texas in softball. And look,
it might just own the state of Texas.
We've been waiting. We've been waiting since, January 1st, 2025? Was that when it was? Maybe January 1st, 2025. Arizona State, Texas, and the Peach Bowl. We've been waiting for the get back.
Yeah.
Okay, Noah, that graphic that you made many, many moons ago is finally gonna get its run this weekend. Okay?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and
That's
it's a fire
banger.
graphic. I hope to be able to use it.
Yeah.
Dude. I hope to be able to use it. Look, ASU softball. It is, like I said, one of the most fun sports when it is just rocking the way that it is. So definitely support Sun Devil softball this weekend. I believe that first game is on Friday. If they take the first two, then there's no need for that third game. So take care of business, and yeah, we'll definitely be rooting for Sun Devil softball this weekend. But brought up the college football playoff a little bit earlier for a number of different reasons. And it feels like there are idiots in charge.
Well,
there are idiots afoot.
Totri, I have bad news for you.
Yes. I guess there's always idiots.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't know why people need to continue to try and change things that don't need to be changed.
I got one word for you.
One word.
It's got
Money.
5 letters. Yeah. There you go. You got it. Yeah. That's it. I mean, look, we're obviously going to be talking about CFP expansion and diving into that, but think back to literally, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
a week
the
ago?
NCAA tournament stuff.
And they expanded maybe the greatest postseason in all of sports. And
I don't even think it's maybe. I think it's the greatest one of sports.
And they made it worse, right? And again, nobody asked for it. All it is for money. It's pretty brutal. Right. But when it comes to the college football playoff, this is, I guess, a little bit more understandable when we get into it, just because they haven't found the recipe yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
They found the recipe for March Madness. That was ridiculous. You heard my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But the college football playoff expanding feels like it's going to happen.
I just don't want it to.
Well, I understand that you don't want
I really
it to.
don't.
Totri,
I really, 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 really do not want a 2014 playoff. I don't. Now, the reason I think that we're getting into a point where it's going to start to be like a legit conversation and not just like something that media are discussing nationally and locally is because it does feel like with every passing week, there is a new commissioner that's seemingly on board, right? Big 12 commissioner, Brett Yormark, he's on board. You have the ACC commissioner, Jim Phillips, who previously was skeptical of the idea. He expressed support, I believe, last week on the whole thing. The Big Ten commissioner, Tony I can't even go ahead. Petitti, yeah. He has been kind of at the forefront of trying to expand the playoff. And at this point, you just kind of have Greg Sankey with the SEC that is still kind of out, which is kind of surprising, to be honest with you. But when you have all of these major commissioners eventually getting on board with it, that's where it's going to go. Yeah. It's going to go to a 2014 playoff. And we'll discuss, obviously, for a number of reasons why it doesn't make sense, especially for the Big 12, in my mind, or Arizona State to be on board with this whole thing. But it's gross, man. I like the 12-team playoff for me feels like it is as close to perfect as you're going to be able to get it. I think there are certainly things that need to change, but a 2014 playoff does absolutely nothing for anybody. Do you know how many college football playoff games there have been since the 2020 playoff, since 2020 to 2021?
How many games there have been?
Just games.
From 2020 to 2021?
2020 to 2026 playoff. Just
how many
playoff games.
30?
34. Do you know how many of those 34 games have been one-score games?
4.
10.
Oh, okay. Well,
29%.
Okay, so here's my thing, and Teller, we'll get to all your super chats in a second here. I don't mind expanding. I think jumping from 12 to 24 is too much. Go to 16.
But what does 16 do?
Well, Totri.
Stop the money argument.
I'm not talking about money. I'm just talking about 16 gives you 4 more teams, right? And there's a lot of worry about Big 12 representation. So let me read off all these super chats from Teller here and get into it. So Teller starts off with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Teller, for keeping the lights on here. Says, after Indiana lost in the playoffs to Notre Dame, Colin Cowherd said Indiana should never be allowed in again. 1 year later, they went 16-0. Another $10 super chat from Teller says, Josh Pate says the Big 12 doesn't matter. That's how most media and SEC fans view all non-blue bloods, our teams, fans, and alumni. 2014 college football playoff gives us more opportunity to play them and shut them up. Another super chat, this from Teller, of course, $5, says a league of only big brand SEC, Big Ten teams, Notre Dame and Miami is the goal. This will push away half the fan base of the other 100+ teams. Sport over. And then a $2 super chat from Teller says Harrison Ford tweeted he liked Eric's hair. I don't think that's true. And then another $2 super chat from Teller says we're idiots for wanting more than one Big 12 team. Teller, thank you for single-handedly making sure this show survives.
Look, I don't think anyone's an idiot for wanting more than one Big 12 team. But for me, like, part of being, like, the pageantry of college football is, like, there's only 12. The best 12, right? At the end of the year, you can make the argument my team was one of the best 12. Yeah. This team was one of the best 12. They get into it every single year, right? There was the whole argument last year about BYU. Big 12 team. Would they have done better than this team, that team, or the other, right? And at the end of the day, who was the discussion around? It was BYU, it was Notre Dame, and it was Miami, right? Those were the 3 teams. Those were the 3 teams that people were arguing, this team's better, this team's better, this team's better. What about head-to-head? What about this team? What about their conference? And at the end of the day, guess what? The Miami Hurricanes were a national championship team. They lost, but they made it to the national championship. So you can close that book on who belonged in the playoff, right? They played for it. They went to A&M. They earned it. 24 teams, that changes the entire complexion of the actual college football season. It changes so much about the sport. I think it changes, like, when players would get rested. I think it changes so much. And for me, it doesn't change anything within the actual playoff, right? The only reason that you would actually add you double the playoff from 12 to 24 is money. We're not going to sit here and argue that you're getting better competition because that's not what's going to happen, right? Because even in the 4-team playoff era, you had blowouts. There were entire college football playoffs where there wasn't a single game within one score.
Sure. And if I'm playing devil's advocate with you, though, you just kind of said, even when there was just 4 teams, there were blowouts. So if you're trying to avoid blowouts, there's nothing that you could do to avoid blowouts.
But adding more teams is not going to make it a more competitive playoff.
Right, but I think it's less about making it a more competitive play. If anybody's telling you this is about making it a more competitive playoff, they're lying to you. Yes, it's about money, but I think it's also about brand recognition. And look, at the end of the day, if it was 24 teams, it would give everybody, not just ASU, not just Big 12 teams, it would give everybody a better chance to be on this stage. Realistically, what this looks like, Totri, is you make more minor bowl games more important and like the start of something. So like the Pop-Tart Bowl becomes a college football playoff game, right? Like that's what happens here, is that you basically just shift the meaning of some of these bowls to give them a little bit of extra juice. Like that's kind of what I think this is they're seeing the death of bowl games. And so the college football playoff, they're like, if we can double it, right? And that way, maybe these bowls that are just missing the cut to be playoff games can get the nomination of playoff games. That means more sponsorship, more money, more revenue money, sure. But it also means, teams aren't going to opt out of it. Like Notre Dame, right? Who didn't make it, who's like, we're not going to play in a bowl game. That doesn't happen if it technically counts for the college football playoffs, right? So I get what you're saying. And I do think that there are a lot of flaws with it. I think there's flaws no matter what. I think there was flaws in all the systems, and avoiding blowouts is just never going to happen. Like, you could have 2 teams, and there's probably still going to be blowouts, right? Because sometimes better is just better. So giving more teams a shot could open up.
But they have a shot. That's my issue. You have from the end of August till the end of November to earn your spot in the college football playoff. If you don't do it, then you don't do it. Right, Taylor, I appreciate you again with another super chat saying that I say earn it. They won't let an 11-1 BYU or a 10-2 into the playoffs to earn it. They had their chance. They had all year to earn it, and they lost to the best team in the conference twice. They lost in the championship game. They got their ass kicked by Texas Tech 34-7, and they lost earlier in the year to Texas Tech 29-7. They got outscored 50+ to 14. They did, and Texas Tech went into the playoff and didn't even score against Oregon. So we can't say that BYU earned it over any of those other teams, right? Notre Dame, they had a better argument in my mind. They lost to 2 playoff teams at the start of the year and then won out. They didn't get in. Notre Dame deserved it more than BYU did.
So, but here's the thing. If we take those teams, right, and this is my thing. This is my problem with doubling. Because I think you get to 24, right? You get to the top 24 teams in the college football playoffs. Then we're basically talking about the entire AP top 25, right? Like,
yes.
And that gets to a point where it's like, was Arizona a college football playoff team last year? No, like they weren't, right? Like, and that's not just me.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not just me hating on
like,
Arizona.
If you want to water
was
down,
was Houston a college football playoff team? No,
they would have been last year,
right? But I think that if you look at it and you say, okay, we go to 16. Right? Or we do 14 and have some buys or whatever it is, right? Because it'll be kind of a weird number.
But what's the point?
But my point is, you went through 3 teams, right? You went through Miami, BYU, and Notre Dame.
Each and every one of them, by the way, had a chance to get to the playoff. They had a chance,
but I think you could also argue. You can decide who should have made it, who shouldn't have made it. Oh, I know. You could have decided who should have made it, who shouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
But I think you could argue that like those 2 teams that missed the cut, BYU and Notre Dame, depending on your opinion, were college football playoff teams.
Okay.
And like earned it, right? Like Notre Dame, like you mentioned, had 2 losses at the beginning of the season. I think you could argue they were a college football playoff team. You could agree or not agree, but I think you could argue. Same thing with BYU. You talk about the 2 losses. Sure. Going into the college football playoffs, their only 2 losses was to a team that had a bye, right? In Texas Tech. So I think there's still like 12. I think there's some meat on the bone. But I think there's you don't have enough meat on the bone for go to 12 to 24. That's why I think just like a couple of more spots, because you could make another bowl game really important. At this point, like it's going to be the Pop-Tarts Bowl, because the Pop-Tarts Bowl is maybe the most important, non-college football playoff game already. And when you do that and you allow like Notre Dame to get in and you allow a BYU to get in, then you don't miss out on these top shelf teams that are like, oh, we're not going to play in a bowl game because we missed the college football playoffs. So adding a couple of more, and then we can go, okay, boom, like that's good. I think going into 24 where it's like Houston, no. Like, you're not a college football playoff team.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, okay, well, then being a college football playoff team is going to matter just as much as being in the AP top 25, which, let's be honest here, like, as much as being 23, 22, 21 in the AP top 25 at the end of the season is important, it's not the end-all, be-all, and nobody's going to be building a program off of it. Like, ASU, if they were 24 in the AP top 25 last year, it wasn't going to be like, oh, well, then they're going to be good this year. So I think there's a reason for it, and it's money, fan involvement, whatever it is. Teller says, read Glenn's post. I can't spend any more money. Short Bus's 6-month member chat says, loud noises.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah, Short Bus.
Like, I think at the end of the day,
6 months. Come on, clap for the man.
Thank you, Short Bus. At the end of the day, I think adding a couple of more teams is not a big deal, but I think you do water down the meaning of, like, here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, well, it gives you a chance. And it's like, realistically, it doesn't. Like it gets to a point where if you're having 24 teams, that being a college football playoff team is not going to have the same meaning as it did when ASU was in 2024.
Yeah.
Right? Or
it won't have anywhere close to the meaning.
No, it would just be replaced with, did you end the season in the top 25 in a bowl game, or did you end the season in the college football playoff? Like, again, you look at March Madness, and March Madness is great, and making a tournament is great, but like making a tournament would have a lot bigger of a ring to it if it was half the teams that made it.
Yeah.
Right? And you started in the round of 32 instead of the round of 64. Like, there are teams that make it into the tournament that is like, it is what it is. Right? Like, you were fine. You had an okay season. We're moving on with our life. I just think that it's a step too far. And if you're Brett Yormark, are you going to really get more by saying Houston was a college football playoff team last year when every other school is going to have 4 or every other conference is going to have 4 or 5 more?
The conference gets a pat on the ass, but I think it's worse for the teams.
But like, I don't even think you're going to get a pat on the ass because it's just going to become normalized.
Well, yeah,
like,
you just get more money. The conference gets money for teams making the tournament.
So like what? If Houston was what last year, right?
16, I think.
They were 16?
around that range
right?
at the end of the year. You look up. Don't even look up the
not
AP
the
because they
AP.
go to the
AP
college
doesn't
football
matter.
playoff. They go to the college football
CFP
playoff.
2020.
Look, you do that, Glenn. You got a bunch of great comments that I really want to argue you with. So we're going to continue to talk college football playoff expansion on the other side of our second break. Hey, Erik.
Hey, Totri.
There are two things in this world.
Walk me through it.
There are rate plan options.
Okay.
And then there's budget billing.
Those are the two things I know.
Let me tell you about those rate plan options from APS. APS, guys, customers, you guys can check the monthly plan comparison section on your energy bill every single month to see which rate plan could have saved you guys the most for that specific month.
Dang.
But me personally,
You?
I love budget billing.
The second thing.
I love the second thing. Don't get me wrong. The rate plan options, they're great. But when it comes to budget billing, we are all trying to save money because everything feels like it's more expensive. And with the temperature rising here in the valley, well, you might think that those energy costs are going to raise as well. But when it comes to budget billing with APS, you guys sign up and that payment is averaged out over the full year so that you guys pay about the same for your energy bill every single month, making it a whole lot easier to save and, of course, predict that payment. Make sure you find all your options to manage your bill at aps.com/let's talk.
One AZ credit union is rooted in Arizona and invested in you.
In me?
In you,
Wow.
in the Wooly Wulbrecht behind
you?
the Mac, in me, and of course in everybody watching as well. Their mission is to help Arizonans live their best financial lives, whether that means buying a new car, starting a business, or planning for what's next. Maybe planning for what's next is in your next trip to the gas station or the grocery store, or just trying to live in nowadays life. One AZ is part of the community, and they are proud to be celebrating 75 years of dedicated service to Arizona. And if you support PHNX, you know that you have to support local to get the best out of your local coverage. It's the same way with your credit unions. With 25 branches here in Arizona and an online banking app, you can access your money easier. Plus, One AZ branches are your one-stop shop for all your financial needs, whether you need one-on-one financial coaching or just a document notarized. Their friendly associates are ready to help you at branches across the state. And for a limited time, open a new checking account and complete qualifying activities to earn a $350 new member bonus. All you have to do is use code CHK-358. That's code CHK-358. Terms and conditions apply. Visit 1azcu.com for all the details.
Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let us know in the chat if you think that a 24-team college football playoff is the right move for the sport. All right, Glenn, I'm ready. I'm ready to square up with you.
Give him the one shot.
We'll start with your first comment. It says, think about it. If we had a 24-team playoff since 2000, every Big 12 team would have had a playoff appearance. Take out the 24-team playoff, then only Texas Tech, TCU, and ASU have been in the playoff. I would argue that that is the best thing possible for those programs. When you go into recruits' houses, when you are trying to get transfers to come to your school, what is the one thing that ASU, Texas Tech, and TCU have over every other Big 12 team? Hey, we went to the college football playoff. You want to play in the postseason of postseasons in the sport? Okay, you can come to our programs because that's what we do. We've been to those moments. The other programs, they haven't been. You also say, Totri, you know how hard it is for a second Big 12 team to be ranked a top 12 team? Every year we get screwed at large if we're not ranked 12th or higher. That's true. A 2-loss Big 12 team doesn't usually or ever get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to actually making the college football playoff. Hence BYU, an 11-2 team that didn't make the playoff this past season.
They were ranked 12,
right?
though.
They were ranked 12, but they didn't
get
get
the auto bid for the
conference
for
champions.
the group of five.
1,000%. We are not going to sit up here and realistically say, in all honesty, that you can look at the Big 12 and say that it is anywhere near to the level of competition that you see in the Big 10 or the SEC top to bottom. You just can't. I think this is a conference that is far more competitive from like spots 8 up. But when we talk about the upper echelon teams in the Big 10, Indiana, Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan, going back a couple years, I mean, they're incredible programs. They are teams that have won national championships over the last, 4 or 5 years. You've had a Big 10 champion, and then you look to the SEC, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Texas A&M, LSU, Ole Miss. Like some of the programs that you have in that conference, they are dominant juggernauts. They get the best players to come to that program. I love the Big 12 as much as anybody, but the Big 12 has a a little bit of a ways to go before they're still in the same conversation with the SEC in the Big Ten. Okay, that's just the truth. If you go watch those games, hell, go watch ASU at Mississippi State last year. Mississippi State was cheeks. ASU, they couldn't do it. They couldn't hang around. Fact or fiction? It was the truth, right? It's what you are asking for. And what I think a lot of people are maybe going in a different direction here with this conversation is I don't think people want a 2014 playoff. I don't want a 2014 playoff. I don't want a 14-team playoff. I don't want a 16-team playoff. There is nothing wrong with the format of a 12-team playoff as it stands right now. The only way that you need to change the playoff format and get more teams is when these games start to get far more competitive. I don't need to see another set of 3 to 4 ass kicking like a week before the next round. Like, it's not going to do anything. But what I will agree is I do think there needs to be a better system to picking the 12 teams that actually make the playoff. Because it's flawed. You have a bunch of individuals in a room that are maybe a little out of touch with the sport. They're definitely out of touch with the fan bases. And they make the decision of who the best teams are outside of the conference champions. I disagree with that format. I think it's a flawed system, and I think there is a far better way to do it. I'm just not smart enough to be able to sit here and articulate how and what that system would look like right now. That's what I got.
No, and I hear you. A couple more super chats here. I think this one from Will. 499 says, break up the Power 4, 6 regional conferences, 2 auto bids each. Let the rest fight for 4 spots. Perfect. That's just, I hear you. That's just never going to happen. Again, I don't mind adding a couple of teams. I just think that people are like, oh, well, if you add all these teams, you give the Big 12 more shots, and then that puts you in a position where you're sitting in these recruits' home, and it helps the branding. Like, it's watered down. Like, if everybody gets it, right? Like if I told you last year that, let's say, okay, Arizona, Virginia, Houston, Georgia Tech, Iowa, all these teams were college football playoff teams last year. It means less. It just does.
It does.
Like,
you know what it is? You know what it is, Eric? You know what it is?
Oh, God.
You know what this stupid...
Participation trophy?
It's a fucking participation trophy, which is the dumbest, most stupid fucking thing in all of sport at this point in time.
It waters it down. It'll basically make it, if you expand the college football playoff to 24 teams, like I said before, it's going to be to quote unquote provide more meaning for these lower level bowl games. It will just mean a little bit more to make those bowl games again. And that's it. It's basically going to return to what was it like to make these bowl games before, right? When bowl games actually mattered. Like if Arizona and Virginia played in a bowl game in the first round of the college football playoffs, right? Like, okay, does that matter? No. But because there's this opportunity to advance in a championship competition, that bowl game automatically matters 10% more, even though everybody knows that neither of those teams are actually going to be making a run. They actually try. Then you get another game of revenue, gate revenue, team branding. You could put that down. Like, are there certain benefits to it? Would it be a total net negative? I don't think so. But to what you're saying, I don't think it's going to give the same effect that everybody thinks that it will. Teller says, with another super chat, I thought you were out of money, Teller, you liar, says Utah and BYU were as good as Alabama.
They were better.
Last year.
I agree. Alabama was fraudulent. They shouldn't have been. That was SEC ass-kicking or ass-kissing at its finest. And then they got an ass-kicking. Like, I agree.
And maybe, and here's the thing, Totri, say, there needs to be a better
thing.
Okay, but here's the thing is there a better way to select those 12 teams? I don't know.
There has to be. I mean, there's got to be. There are smart enough people to send us to space. You're telling me we can't pick the top 12 college football teams?
I just think that, and Glenn says, I'd rather prove it with 24 teams than
But Glenn, this is my issue. This is my fucking problem, Glenn, is what do you call the first 12 weeks of the goddamn football season? Every single team in the Power 4, week 0 on, has a chance to make the college football playoff. You win every game in front of you, you're going to the playoff. You lose one game, and as a Power 4 team, you're going to the playoff. You win your conference, you're going to the playoff. You have an opportunity to go to the college football playoff every single goddamn season. What is this? It's just another opportunity of we couldn't do it in week 10 and we couldn't do it in week 3. Can we have one more chance? No, motherfucker. You got to wait till 2027. That's what it is. If you don't make it, you don't make it. You go play your bowl game or you don't. We'll see you next year.
Okay, what about this? What if the college football playoff stays the same, okay? But we have like a tournament to get, it's like the NBA has the play-in tournament.
Yeah, you know what that
right?
should be?
The bowl season.
No, it shouldn't even be the bowl season. Conference championships should be play-in games.
I know,
and then
but that's
after
basically
that,
what it is.
to an extent.
I mean, if you win your conference, you're in.
Well, that's an auto bid, yeah.
Yeah, so like it basically, so here's the thing. I think after a conference championship, what you do is now you transform bowl season. Bowl season now becomes like the college football playoff bid competition or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like you're competing to make it. Like there are steps, right? Let's say that the college football playoffs, you have, your 10 teams automatically make it, right? You have your auto bids and whatever, and then you have 4 spots to build out. Okay, what you do is you hold these bowl games and you have like a tournament, right? The bowl games are on a snappier schedule. You have a tournament. Whoever wins the tournament, you take the 4 top teams that win their divisions or whatever. They make the college football playoffs or bruise their batters. They get their shit beat in. Like it gives bowl games a little bit more meaning.
I agree.
There's no perfect outcome.
But that's
you add more, it gets watered down. You don't add more, somebody gets sniped off of the top 12. Like you don't add more, the bowl games don't matter anymore. You add more, the bowl games matter, but the college football playoff doesn't matter anymore. Like there's no perfect outcome here. There's going to be like, you have to take lumps no matter which way you choose. It's just which lumps do you want to take? Is the branding really worth it? Is it going to be worth it to
make the brand worse?
No, but that's the thing is ASU's college football playoff bid will probably hold the same weight because you did it in a different era. But if they were to get another one as the 23rd best team in the country next year, you would just be seen as the 23rd best team in the country. It wouldn't matter that you're a college football playoff team unless you went on a crazy run, which, let's just be honest here, football's not the sport for that.
No.
We've seen it already in the college football playoffs with the 12 teams, with the 4 teams. We've seen it that it's a top-heavy sport, and the best team's usually going to win every single time. It is not the same as basketball. It is not the same as baseball. It's not the same as these sports where you can have one hot shooting night, and all of a sudden, when it comes to the best of the best, usually just the best teams win.
Yeah.
In all brands of football, right? There's just not as many variables as hot 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
Right? Or an insane individual performance. So if you think the Big 12 is automatically, let's say they get 4 to 5 teams in the college football playoffs and it's 24, guess what? Realistically, none of them are winning the national championship. Right? No. And realistically, like, maybe they win a couple first-round games.
What's this?
I mean, Texas Tech got dog-walked this year.
They didn't score, and TCU got asked. They got all sorts of shit.
I mean,
happening to them against Georgia when they were in.
ASU's the only Big 12 team that's had a competitive college football playoff.
That is it. So why are we sitting here arguing that more Big 12 teams should get in when the Big 12 teams that have gotten in have done nothing outside of ASU, and that was the best college football game ever?
And I get it. Does the SEC and the Big 10 get preferential bias, as we talked about with Alabama?
They do. But you know why? Because look at the national champions over the last 20 years.
It's a somewhat earned bias. I think they've taken it too far, but
again, that's not something that's like, let's get more teams in. That is, hey, committee, do your job better.
Sure.
That's what's flawed. Look at this. Look at the graphic that we have right here for you guys of the teams that would have gotten in from the 2020 playoff to the 2026 playoff. This is the amount of Big 12 teams that would have been represented over that span in a 2014 playoff. BYU would have gotten in 4 times. Oklahoma State would have gotten in 3 times. Utah, Arizona, Iowa State, and Cincinnati would have each gotten in twice. Texas Tech, Arizona State, Colorado, TCU, Kansas State, and Baylor would have each made the playoff.
By the way, yeah, TCU beat Michigan in the first college football play. They lost in the actual natty to
Yes, they
Georgia.
did.
Yeah.
They did.
So they're the only Big 12 team that's won a game.
Yeah.
The Big 12 has won
and
one.
And then what happened?
Yeah, the Big 12 has won
They
one
beat a Big 10 team, and then they ran into Big Daddy, Georgia, Kirby Smart.
And what has that done for their program?
Nothing.
And that was with 4 teams, because that was however many years ago.
It was the same thing. People are like, oh my gosh, look what TCU did. Then all of their players left.
The only thing that
they sucked. They lost to Colorado to open the next season.
What we're talking about here is money. That's it. Like that's it. And I know you don't want to hear it. I know it's stupid. I know it kind of kills the whole.
It's money.
It kills the whole conversation. It's like, yeah, but you want to know what it did for TCU that year? It gave them a lot of money. You know what it would give to, Utah or Houston or Arizona this past year, they could sell college football playoff branded shirts. They can have more fan buy-in. They can say they're a college football playoff team. It sounds
soft,
better,
bro.
It's is soft.
I will sit on that, or I will stand on that it is soft, that it is just completely the nature of doubling it just is too much. It's too much. Again, if you want to try and find a way to make it a better selection, then I'm totally cool with that.
There's two big problems. It's the selection, and it's nobody gives a shit about bowl season anymore. So how do you solve those two things? I don't know. Get a better group of people selecting it, and then make the bowl games mean something. Like, however that is, make them mean something. Those are the two big problems, not how many teams are in the college football playoffs.
It's too much. How do I sound like Feinbaum?
Seaman says, create a Pacific
all the
Big
East
Ten
Coast
division.
Taylor said I went to I went to LSU. I didn't go to LSU.
You went to LSU for a press conference.
Yeah, I was in Baton Rouge for like 4 days. What do you mean I went to LSU?
You changed. You're wearing
purple.
purple.
Come on, dude.
You're wearing purple.
For the Diamondbacks. Come
You're
on,
wearing
man.
purple.
Look, I think we all need to cool off for a second. Okay, maybe
I'm
I need to just cool off.
I think so.
Just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna wrap up this conversation, talk a little Big 12 baseball as well on the other side of our final break.
You know it. We all know it. We all love it. It's, of course, Pure
Weed.
Edibles. Yes, Pure Edibles specifically. Pure gummies are amazing, not just because they taste good. They're not just covered in sugar like all their other competitors. Leave it to 3 ASU alumni to be innovative in that sense, but they're also innovative in another sense as well, because Pure's effects are clearly listed on every single tin, so you know exactly what effects to expect. Gone are the days of grabbing an edible and saying, oh, indica sativa hybrid. Oh, sure, let's take it. And then you have no idea how you're going to feel, because that's a wide spectrum of feelings, even though it's 3 different things. Of course, while they do have effects similar to indica, sativa, and hybrids, Pure Gummies offer effects that blend CBN, CBG, CBD with marijuana-derived THC to give you the exact effects that you desire, whether that's sleepy or uplifted or balanced or relaxed, whatever it is. Pure Gummies are designed...
The dwarves of the gummy game.
The dwarves of the gummy game, but they make you feel very tall. Look, Pure Gummies are designed to be ripped or bit in half, making them easily shareable or easy to dial in your exact dose. So go support some Sun Devil business owners with our friends over at Pure Edibles. Go find yourself some Pure Edibles products, one of the over 150 dispensaries across Arizona, now including True Leaf.
Eric, I've got some breaking news that you don't know. I'm going to take Friday off. Okay, so you're going to be here. You're going to do this show. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Are you being actually?
So I'm not going to be leaving the state. I'm just heading over to Gila River Resorts and Casino. A little staycation.
I can't tell if this is real life or an ad read.
I'm just going to hang out by the pool, maybe go get myself a steak dinner.
I mean, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, and enjoy the NBA playoffs,
yeah.
Of course, at the sports book, because you can do just about anything over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, and that's because they have something for everybody. And it's not just at Wild Horse Pass, but Lone Butte. At pretty much all of their locations, you guys can have one hell of a time. So there's no reason to leave this great state. If you want a vacation, just go check out our friends over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Gila River Resorts, Casinos, all the ways you do you. Make sure you visit playatgila.com for more details.
Everybody breathe in through your nose. Hold. Think about sunshines, rainbows.
And participation trophies.
And breathe out.
That was Noah breathing out.
Yeah. That was Noah.
That is Noah.
Hello.
That is Noah.
That is Noah. Noah, what do you think?
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of the 2014 playoff because I agree with Totri. I think what we have right now is pretty cool, pretty special. I think you see the best teams. But I do think it's at least worth a try. And I know, like, maybe if it doesn't work out and they walk it back, maybe it's not a great look. But I don't know. You never know. Maybe it could be awesome.
I'll ask everybody this. How many years out of the last 5 has the best team not won the national championship?
Who have the last 5 champions been?
So
Indiana. Indiana won last year. They deserved it.
Yeah.
2023, Michigan beat Washington. They deserved it. 2024, Ohio State beat Notre Dame. They deserved it.
2022, Georgia. 2021, Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
the best team. That's the thing is everybody
the
talks
best
about
teams are winning.
Everybody talks about there's a problem with this, there's a problem with that. Guess what? At the end of the day, the best.
And
team
what
wins.
are the seeds? Indiana was a 1.
Ohio State was a Ohio State was a little lower.
I think there were 3 maybe.
3 or 4.
They may have been
because they played.
lower. I don't know if
they played Tennessee.
I don't know if they had won that conference. I don't know if
no, they were actually they were I think they were a lower.
They were like
seed.
a 6, I think.
They were the 8th seed.
Were they the 8?
That's what AI
but
says.
Again,
I don't
it's
know if I
Ohio
believe
State.
that. Yeah, they were the 8th seed.
Like it's Ohio State.
Yeah. But again, like they also whooped ass too. 42-17 against Tennessee, 41-21 against Oregon, 28-14 against Texas, and 34-23 against Notre Dame.
Those games weren't close
ass.
though. They weren't close. That's what I'm saying, right? Is like the games you already get in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
1 out of every 3 is a 1-score game. That's embarrassing, right? And you're telling me what we need to do is because these games aren't close.
Add more teams.
We need to add 12 more teams because then you're going to get closer competition. And then you know what's going to happen when you get who would have been the 24 seed? Who would have been 24 this year?
This year?
This year.
The 24th team was James Madison.
You want James Madison? Well, I guess they made the playoff.
Yeah.
Give me Iowa.
Iowa
the Iowa Hawkeyes to play Indiana. They played this year. What was the score? They had to have played this year when Indiana played Iowa.
Fucking Google.
You're my Google guy. Google guy Rubis. It had to have been asking.
It was 20-15.
It was a close game.
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened in the college football.
No, there's no way, dude. Like you saw what Indiana did to those teams.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's just unfortunate. That's unfortunate that that's
a really funny poll.
That's so unfortunate.
That's a really funny. That's a really funny poll.
They're not close.
Like think about Houston, Texas Tech. Texas Tech ran roughshod over Houston.
Get off the close games. We don't complain first round of March Madness. Yeah, but there's more parity in college basketball. We're talking about 10 guys on the court versus 22 guys on the field. There's far fewer variables going on when it comes to...
They're roasting the shit out of you in chat.
That's fine. I'm right. I'm 1,000% right here. I do think that they are going to ultimately expand the playoff. I don't think that it's a good thing for the sport. I don't think it's a good thing for ASU. By any means, because we just showed you a graphic where you'd have, 20 college football playoff appearances over the last 6 years as opposed to the 3? That's not good for ASU.
It waters it down. Yeah. Guess who wouldn't have been a college football playoff team last year? ASU.
Yeah. It's just, again,
genuinely,
everyone's
everybody
entitled to their opinion.
Like seriously, everybody. Here's the test for everybody. Do you think Arizona deserved to be in the college football playoff last year?
Buzzwords like close games. No, what did they do in their bowl game?
They lost.
Yeah,
to SMU, but to be fair, everybody sat out that game.
Pretty sure Noah played in that game.
Yeah, I was at the stadium.
Yeah, They played in that game.
Yeah, definitely Noah. Look, at the end of the day, we're all gonna watch.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, you expand the playoff, I'm probably not watching those first round games.
That's not true.
Unless
ASU's in
ass
it.
kickings, dog.
Unless
ASU's in it. But I'd much rather.
And then it's gonna be the biggest thing in the world for us.
Would you rather ASU get in 1 through 12 or 1 through 24?
Yeah, you'd rather get 1 through 12.
Okay, then.
Would you rather ASU have played in a college football playoff bowl game or just played in a bowl game? Like,
if I will say, I don't give a shit who it is. I don't care if it's ASU. I don't care what school it is. If you don't earn it during the regular season or your conference championship game, you don't need to be in the playoff. You don't.
Teller with the $5 super chat says only the bitter Big 12 hater Mickey agrees with ESECPN Totri.
You guys have me
ESECPN
just on a tear right now.
I'm letting you ISO.
Let's see if here we go. The SEC, by the way, last year, the SEC in the Big 12 played what? How many games? The AI is incorrect here. I believe it was 4 games. I could be wrong. There could be more than that. In the games in 2025, Auburn played Baylor. Auburn won. Missouri played Colorado. Missouri won. Vanderbilt played Virginia Tech. Vanderbilt won. ASU played Mississippi State. Mississippi State won. Okay? SEC went at least at a minimum 4-0 against the Big 12 last year. Missouri make the playoff? No. Auburn make the playoff? No. Vanderbilt make the playoff? No.
Okay, but none of the teams.
And also, Virginia Tech's not a.
Yeah,
AI is
so stupid.
Jeez, man. The Big 12 is not the SEC, man. It's just not.
And maybe the SEC love is overblown, and I get it, but you also have to call a spade a spade. Does that mean that the Big 12 deserves no love? No. But does that mean?
But I didn't say that. That's not what I'm saying. Texas Tech deserved to go to the playoff. I think BYU should have got in over Alabama, 1,000%.
Yeah,
They didn't.
And that's why, to me, it's like, okay, if we have 14 teams, then Notre Dame and BYU made it in, and this isn't even a stupid conversation.
Yeah, or you just have a better system. The picking and
But
leaving
like, that's
Alabama
the thing is
out.
like, yeah, okay, that sounds great and all, but what's the better system?
I'm a podcast host, bro. I don't
Seems like you got all the answers.
I don't get paid enough to figure this out.
I got a good,
Yeah, Glenn, welcome to the SEC Network.
I got a good system.
Let's hear it.
You take the top 50 teams and you give them all to me, and I decide who has the best color schemes.
Okay. ASU gets in then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Central
cool with
Michigan.
that. I'm cool with that.
Yep. Every maroon and gold team gets in. Tulane is an automatic winner every single year, and they're the 1 seed every single year.
Okay then.
Sound good?
Yeah, I'm cool with it. No
Solved.
picks.
Solved.
I'd be here for it.
For a year at least.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
LSU probably gets in. I like the
I think the
purple and gold.
mascot should fight to the death. That's what I think.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that too.
Should they be like the horses with the spears?
Jousting?
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
can make it
mascot jousting.
deadlier with like better weapons.
Give Sparky a sniper.
There you go. There you go. Look, you put the BYU Cougar locked into a room with the leprechaun from Notre Dame, and I don't know.
Do you have to find a rainbow to find the leprechaun though?
No. Just like whoever works for the school as a mascot
Okay.
versus whoever. I guess, does Bama even have anyone running around in like an elephant costume?
elephant.
Yeah, they
Sure.
got the elephant.
Yeah.
It's
thing.
a real elephant.
Yeah, just
It's
Oh,
a
man.
leprechaun, an elephant, and a cougar.
those three in there in
Who
costume.
walks out alive?
In costume.
Who walks out? No. Real life.
Leprechaun,
elephant, cougar,
elephant.
and then leprechaun. Leprechaun's got magic. I just want everybody to be reminded
Leprechaun.
of that.
Have
Who
you ever
walks
seen
out
those?
alive?
You ever seen those leprechaun movies?
No.
That guy's winning.
I'm taking the
That
elephant.
guy's
What
scary.
type of magic can he use?
Yeah, what kind of magic are
Death
we talking about?
magic.
What the-
Death magic.
It's
Leprechauns
never
have
magic.
death magic.
No,
you guys
it's
never
not.
seen those movies?
This is what AI
They're
is for.
scary.
What kind of magic
I kind of think
does
the
a
elephant's walking out alive.
leprechaun have? I'm very curious to see. Okay, here we go. Their powers, rather than raw offensive magic, their powers center around trickery, wish granting, and illusion. Invisibility and vanishing. Wish granting, not going to do you anything here. Illusion and glamour. Bottomless wealth and trick coins. Enchanted craftsmanship.
That might be it.
As master shoemakers, they can craft boots that fit perfectly and never wear out. Immortality and longevity. They enjoy extremely extended
Wait,
lifespans.
Whoa. Immortality. They win.
Just because you're alive forever doesn't mean you're going to be able to kill this elephant.
No, but they got lifespans.
What's
they
the WWE commissioner guy?
What's
The
his name?
Vince McMahon?
yeah,
There you go.
Vince McMahon, aka Leprechaun. I feel like you just described him.
What? Are you on Pure Edibles?
Look, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, okay? That's what I'll say on that. I'm not going to change my my opinion on it. I don't think Rubus would either. Rubus is here for a 14-team playoff. I'm not.
I don't care if it's like 14. If we get to 24, it's just not going to matter anymore,
There you
but
go,
then
Glenn.
it is what it is.
I need to find a leprechaun and change the 2014 playoff bracket as an illusion so that everybody else thinks it's a 2014
You can follow the
playoff.
show at PHNX _Sun
Do you want to talk
Devils.
Big 12 tournament tomorrow then? Big 12 baseball tournament tomorrow?
I'm scared.
Okay. We'll let everybody cool down.
I'm
We'll
scared.
talk some Big 12 baseball tomorrow. Cool?
I'm scared.
Okay, he's scared.
I'm scared for ASU baseball. This is a very
know what I'm
important,
not scared for,
It's a very
though?
important postseason.
You know what I'm not scared for?
What?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mr. Hildebrand. Got a commitment tomorrow.
Wow. I wonder where he's going to go.
I think he's gonna come here.
Breaking
On
news
that note,
from
hit the
Noah.
like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you follow the show at SEC Network. PHNX _ Sun Devils.
At
Instagram,
Paul Feinbaum.
Twitter, and on TikTok. You can follow me at Anthony _Totri. You can follow the Milk Munchkin here at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K. You can follow Noah at Don't Worry About It. We'll see you on Tuesday. In the meantime, go Devils and peace.
We all silly like the mayor.